Hey everyone! Welcome to show and tell number 38. My name is Claudie and thank you for coming to hang out with me. Oh, I hope you guys are doing super fantastical. I'm doing pretty good actually, which is nice. It's nice. Um, I can't remember if I mentioned it or not. No, I know I didn't because I think I recorded it before it happened. But so I managed somehow around New Year's to hurt my knee, my left knee, and I have not been able to spin since then. I have started treadling a little bit. I'm just trying to like ease my way back into it, but because I'm not sure if I overdid it and it just got weird or what happened, but all I know is it just one day it just really hurt. So I had to kind of pull back and stop doing that stuff. So it seems to be pretty good now. I haven't had any twinges of pain or anything like that in a while, knock on wood or whatever. There's some over here. Yeah, so I have been kind of not, I mean, I really want to spin. That's what I want to do, but I've not been able to do that. So I have been doing other stuff. And I'm just, things are good. Things are good. I do want to say before I get started and show you all the stuff I have, that, if you, I'm sure are aware, this past Saturday there were women's marches, or the Women's March, all over the country and the globe. It's so amazing. And I just think that when crafters, like when knitters and crocheters and sewists and all of that stuff get together, we can do amazing things. That's what I'm saying. So yeah. So what do I have to show for you today? I have knitting finished items and a crocheted finished item. I have, trying to look. So I think that's all I have finished. I feel like I finished some. Oh, I did finish one other thing, but I can't show it to you. It was a test knit. And I didn't actually, I need to read. Maybe she said we could mention it, but I don't want to I'm not sure, so I'm not going to say anything about it. But once the pattern is released, I can totally share it with you. It's really great. I have 3 whips. Is that right? Yes. I've got stuff like just piled over. I mean, you can see, yeah. And then I have some stash enhancement purchases, buys, whatever you want to call it. That's what those 2 bags are. And then I got a couple of little things here too. So, and I'll talk a little bit about what I've been watching because, oh my goodness, so much good stuff. All right, so I'll talk about that at the end though. Okay. So let's talk about the finished items. The first thing that I finished, well, the first things that I finished, no, that's not right. The first thing that I finished, which did I finish first? I made this, I've got, I don't know. This is the pattern is Dumpling Kitty by Sarah Sawyer. And let me just double check that. I've got Ravelry up. Yeah. It's a free Ravelry download. I think when you look at it in person, its face does not look crooked, but on camera, maybe I'm holding it weird. Probably. There we go. And it has this cute little striped back, and then the tail is striped. So just stupid cute. I love it. Really easy pattern to follow. If you've ever done any amigurumi type things before, it should be no problem. The hardest part, at least for me, I'm not sure if I did something wrong or I don't know, but you can see on the back, see how this side it looks like it's like nice and kind of like there's a straight line, and on this side it's like a stair step. So maybe the pattern was written like that, but I feel like I saw in other people's pictures, like their pattern or their project pages, that it mimicked the other side and mine didn't, so I'm sure I probably did something wrong. Or maybe they did something just different. Maybe they do their color change is different than the pattern stated. I don't know. I don't know. It's probably my fault. But I was so cute. I embroidered a little face on there. And I'm pretty sure that I just saw someone do the same thing and I just copied it. The yarn is pretty sure Red Heart Super Saver. I think the gray is too. Yes, because the gray is Gray Heather. Because I used that when I made that, the hippopotamus from like the Heidi Bears pattern, the one with the African violet motifs, and then white. And I think that like pretty much I don't have any more Red Heart in my like, or any more Red Heart Super Saver in my scrap bin anymore, and I don't have any full skeins of it either. So yeah. And it's really great for projects like this. I really like it. And I didn't have, I find like with the Red Heart Super Saver, people will, you know, put it down quite a bit. But honestly, after you wash it, it softens up. I'm not going to wash this, obviously. But I don't know, it didn't really hurt my hands or anything. I used a size, I can't remember what size crochet hook I used. Let me see it. It was I used a 3mm crochet hook. She recommends a D, which is 3.25mm, and I was using the set that Knit Picks had sent me. They're ones with the handles on them, and it does not have a 3.25, so I just used the smaller one, and it came out fine. I actually think it came out about the same, so like the same size. Super cute. This is for my niece. I think she's gonna like it. I'm gonna get to see her in a few days, so yay. I also made her other stuff, and that's what the rest of these finished items are. The pattern for these, let's see if I can get them all. I know I can see. Can I do this? So okay. Okay, I'm gonna show you one at a time. The pattern is Seamus the Owl. And on Ravelry it says it's by Mama for Earth, the number 4 Earth, but it's on the Natural Suburbia blog. That's where I used it from. This is the pattern size, like as written. I did this one as written. And then I put little eyes on it. They're buttons, just I had in my Ziploc bag of buttons that I have. And it looks like they're on there crooked, but I think it's just where the color change happened right there with this yarn. This yarn is Hobby Lobby. I had some scraps. Hobby Lobby, I love this yarn. Surprise Stripes. I'm pretty sure that's correct. And I used this, and then I used the same yarn to make a little one. Look at the wings. So these wings I put on this way, like kind of at an angle, and these I put vertically, and so it gives a different look to it. But I don't know. I was just messing with it and decided to try it. This is the same yarn, just doesn't have any of the black in it. And they're slightly different buttons, but they're about the same. And these I think might actually be on crooked. I don't know. I'm not really worried about it. They'll probably be ripped off in no time. Yeah, super easy pattern. So this one, it's a free pattern. So this one starts with 12. You cast on 12. Pretty sure that's right. This one I casted on 8. And then this one I casted on 18. And as you can tell, I'll show you the bottoms. This one's a little bit more round. Maybe I should have stuffed this one a little bit more. I don't know. But I think just the way when you close it up, this one on this one and the small one, I cinched it together circularly and pulled it tight. On this one, I had to kind of seam it this way just because the opening was so big. But yeah, this yarn is Knit Picks Variegated. They had this on sale. It wasn't this past. I don't think it was. I don't think it was this past big sale. Maybe it was the summer sale, or it might have been the year before. I don't remember. I have a few more skeins. Well, I had gray and I had red, and you can see like there's, you know, a little tonalness going to it, and I've got a pink one and a purple one still. The yarn has a little bit of a sheen to it. I know you're not gonna be able to see that, but it does. And I know these buttons. I do know these are crooked. I think one is like a half stitch up. So, and they're not centered on the body. I waited until these were, well, I stuffed these before I sewed on the eyes. And this one I did when it was still flat. I hadn't put any of the filling in. And so I just kind of guessed where the markers were. I think next time I might do, like when in doing the pattern, do like a purl stitch or something there so I can like, I know exactly where to make it work. But it's okay. I'm really happy with it. I made this one have little ear hair things. Whatever. My niece is 3. She's not gonna care. She's just really excited. She asked me for, well, I was gonna make her an owl anyway. I had this pattern, like I had it ready to go, and I don't think I told anyone. I'm pretty sure I didn't tell anyone because I know I had mentioned that I made this. But anyway, I was talking to my sister, and my niece got on the, or she came over to the phone or whatever. It was like, I want a mommy and a daddy and a baby owl. So I was like, yeah, you know, I was gonna make her an owl, so I'll just make her 2 more. So yeah, this is her little owl family. So cute. I love it. It has a little seed stitch. The part at the bottom is seed stitch. Did I tell you how much this started with? No, I don't think I did. I started with 18 stitches. I casted on 18 stitches for this. And then I think I did 2 extra rows of the seed stitch and 2 extra rows of the knit even part. And then I decreased like every 3rd stitch for both of these. It didn't work out exactly evenly for this one because I started out with 8 stitches and that's not divisible by 3. So yeah, super cute, super cute. I did a 3 needle bind off, some of the little 3 needle bind off on the top on all of them. Let's see. Come on. Okay, my camera is being difficult. There you go. Yeah, so I did a 3 needle bind off on all of them. And I chose to do it with the wrong sides facing together. So basically I just knit like this, and then stuffed it, and then did the 3 needle bind off. So, and then I the bottom was still open, so I made sure I stuffed it and like made sure it was all like in all of the parts or whatever. And then sewed it up. Super cute. This one, I mean, I didn't fill them really densely because I wanted them to be squishy, so they don't all sit up exactly perfect. Some of them lean a little, it's fine. Okay, so that is all I have finished. I do have hose. I have 2 hose. And whenever I say that, I just want to like go right into my late 90s, early 2000s hip hop mode. But I will spare you. All right. So last time I showed you that I was working on socks, and I have finished each. So I had 2 different socks that I was making, and I have finished 1 sock in each yarn. Yes. So I will show you. I'll just show you one at a time. So here is this one. The yarn for this is Soxit Rock in the lightweight, and it's Bob the Gnome Sweater. No, Bob the Gnome. Yeah, Bob the Gnome Sweater is the colorway. Aren't these fun? Oh my goodness. Like, I love them. They did pattern really well through the top and through the bottom. When I went over the heel, of course, the patterning got a little different, but I don't mind it at all. I think it actually flashed or pulled or whatever you want to call it really neatly. Now, let me just pull it up real quick. The pattern that I used for the heel is the Vanilla is the New Black, and it's by Anna Fletcher. This is a pay-for pattern, and I bought it because I wanted to try it. So let's see here. So this is 1/2, and what it is there's ribbing, so it makes for a very stretchy heel. Now I think these fit really well, except for the fact that I think I made this it was hard to judge with this heel versus like another heel that I'm used to doing, like a heel flap or the Fish Lips Kiss heel, because this one does have extra give. So I decided to err on the side of caution. I was like, oh, it'll give more than that, so I don't want to make it, sorry, so I don't want to make them too big so they're too long. Well, they're slightly too short on me. Just like maybe 3 rows. So I am going to have to rip out the toe and redo it. I really don't want to. Like, I'm hoping like my feet will shrink. I don't know. I don't know. Because I really like them, and I already woven the ends and everything, which I never do. So yeah, I really do like it. I made the cuff longer than I normally do. Now I did these cuff down, which that's how the pattern is written. I believe she has other versions. You can get like a toe up, one for sport weight, all of that stuff. I will say that, you know, the pattern was really easy to follow. She has it in written form and charted form, so that's great, I think, because I know some people can't or prefer one or the other. So yeah, because my foot or my leg is a little, like, at this point, when it's on my actual leg, it's wider, so I cast on 72 stitches, and then after I got done with the ribbing, I think I did 15 rows of ribbing, I decreased 4 around, so I did like the same decrease as you normally do in your toes, so like slip, slip, knit, and then work to the end, and then knit 2 together, and the same thing on the other side. And then I think I did so many more between them, 12 stitches or 12 rows, I mean, something like that. And then I decreased another 4, and then that gave me a 64 stitch count, and that's what I normally wear, or normally have to make my socks in for my foot circumference. But yeah, I really do like it. This colorway is amazing. The yarn was a gift from Amy, who's Meow, and it's just really, really great. And I put it in my Golden Girls bag. So yeah, the bag is from Nomadic Yarns. She has a bunch of really cute fabric. It's just a little box bag. I know I'm not holding it very well, but it's just a box bag. Yeah. Now, on the other one, I have started the second one, and all I have done is I just have the ribbing done. Yeah, I've not started anything beyond the ribbing. So I'm using 2.25. Yeah, I'm using 2.25 needles, which is, I normally do 2.5s, but this yarn and the other yarn are on the thinner side of fingering weight, I think, and so I just decided to go down, and they fit fine, except of course this one just a little too short. I don't know. maybe if I might try blocking it first and seeing if I can block it just a little bit bigger, because it is superwash yarn, so it might stretch. Now the Socks That Rock is not, this yarn does not have any nylon in it, so I'm a little concerned about like the longevity of it, but it's a really firm yarn. I don't know if that's the best way to put it, but it's a nice round, fairly tightly twisted yarn. Let me see, I can show you what it looks like in the cake, which is falling apart. So there it is, and then there is the yarn. I know you can't really tell, but it is a round, tight twist yarn. Oh, and I do have the tag in there too. So Socks That Rock. It's by Blue Moon Fiber Arts. So, yay! I'm excited. I'm gonna have quite a bit of yarn left over, or at least I think I will, based on like how much of that skein I have left and how much I used. So I will probably do like a small, maybe a little toy or something. I have some of those of the No Knit Sherlock or Susan Claudino patterns, so I'm going to maybe knock some of those out with this stuff. Now, the second sock that I have a hoe on did I tell you everything about that? I'm pretty sure I did. Okay, yes. So the second sock is somewhere in here. Sorry, I couldn't find it. The second sock is just it's again a stockinette sock. I think my next socks that I cast on, I'm going to have some patterns or something on them, because, I don't know, just feeling like doing something a little bit different than, oh, I was going to show you this too. I'm sorry. I'm just going to go back to the other one real quick. I was going to show you the heel from the, so you could see what that looks like. Fun, right? It's just a different way of constructing the heel. And so what ends up happening is once you're done doing those, like the heel shaping and all of that stuff, you end up, I don't know, I just felt like it worked for my heel like this. I think I just needed to make the actual foot just a little bit longer. So if you are making that might be something to keep in mind. It could very well just be me and my inability to know when to start the toe. But anyway, okay, second sock. It is living in a Kicks and Giggles bag. It's the World of Harry Potter spell bag thing. I looked, her shop on Etsy has been closed for a really long time. That makes me really sad. Well, I think it says she's on vacation, but it's been, maybe a year? I don't know. I don't know what happened. I hope she's okay. Anyway, this is the sock. So the yarn, okay, the striped yarn is Nomadic Yarns in Birdie Bott's Every Flavor Beans. And the heels and toes are Knit Picks Stroll Tonal in Gypsy. Now for this sock, I did an afterthought heel. I used the Laura Linneman, Lala from the Knit Girls, her instructions on that. They have a video up too, so if you need videos and stuff to watch, it's really quite simple. The hardest part for me was picking up the stitches and then doing that first round. For some reason, it just didn't work. And also on one side, I think it was this one, I can't remember. On one side I got a hole, which is to be expected. And I know there's got to be a way to make it to where there's not, in the instructions she tells you to pick up stitches in the gap there, and I just never get that right. And I just constantly have those holes right there where you know, where the heel meets the rest of the sock. And so I just go in afterwards when I'm weaving in the ends and close it up. But I know there's probably a better way to do it, and I'm probably just doing it wrong. So again, it's usually my fault. All right, but I really like this yarn. I really like it. I chose to do the red. So like she actually gives all of these colors, you know, the Birdie Bots flavor names. So I went through, I was like, okay, so what are the flavors that are available? Because I couldn't remember. So I looked it up and cherry was one, and I was like, well, okay. So it got red. I didn't really think, I actually intended to do the afterthought heel with the yarn itself. And then I realized that I didn't want to wait until the sock was done to do the heel because, again, I'm never really sure where to start my toe. And I know, like, I can do measurements and stuff, but I feel like, I don't know, I just measure it wrong and I don't know. So I ended up, I think I did, I don't know, I think I got down to like the gray here. And then I went back, or maybe I got a little bit further, I can't remember now, but I went back and I picked up the heels, like ripped out the waist yarn and all of that stuff. It's called an afterthought heel, or some people call it a forethought heel, because what you do is you actually knit a row with waist yarn and then you do it again. So like, you know, so basically there's a line of waist yarn in your knitting that you go and you rip out, and that way you know where to put your needles. So really fun. I really like this yarn. This is her trusty sock base, I'm pretty sure. I will double check that in a minute, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And it's really, I will say it feels, a lot of times when you get self-striping yarn, the yarn is quite soft. And usually with soft yarn, soft, like, you know, soft wool and things like that, that means it's going to pill. This is soft, but it's not, like, it also has like a sturdy feel to it. Sort of reminiscent of like when you buy like Opal or Regia yarn. It's not as, I wouldn't say they feel the same, but it has a little bit of that sturdiness involved. So I feel like these socks are going to be good. And then for me, the stroll tonal, at least my batch, felt the same. Like when I kind of go like this, they feel the same to me. So, and the makeup is a little different on them, but yeah. I've had this was some scraps that I had. So I don't think they actually sell this color anymore, and I don't know if they still use the same base or not, but yeah. So let's see, I do have more done on this one for the second sock. So I have done, I mean, they're pretty much done the same way with the 15 rows of ribbing. I think I might do 1 row of knit, then decrease, then 12, then decrease, because these are going to be a little taller too. Here is, she puts, oh, I think actually now you can decide which way you want your yarn prepared, but this one came in just a ball, which is nice. It's already balled up, I don't have to do anything to it. But that's one of the reasons that I ended up using a contrasting yarn, was because I just didn't want to wait. And there's no way to get to the middle of that one to use the other end. And then this is the stroll tonal. I don't know if that's going to focus or not, but why won't you focus? There we go. Yeah. And let's see here. Yeah, it's her trusty sock base. This is Nomadic Yarns. Did I mention that? I feel like if any part of my face is in shot, it just does not want to focus. And she did send a little stitch marker with it too. I just tied it onto the card. It's a Deathly Hallows symbol. But I've not needed to use stitch marker for this, so. Yeah, I really do like it. Probably would help if I put this other in there first. I really like these socks, and I think these are the right length. They're fine. These fit well. Yeah. My favorite thing about using an afterthought heel is because, so the way the afterthought heel is constructed is pretty much the same way that most people, or I guess what the standard toe decreases are. So here. Does that look familiar? So you can kind of see here. Right? So they lay really nicely. Like they're really nice and flat when you fold them up. So I like them. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, and then I have one more whip. I cast this on, I want to say New Year's. Now, of course, I'm second guessing myself, but I'm pretty sure I cast it on New Year's because I wanted to. This is, the pattern is, oh, and I'm doing 2.7 or 2.25 needles for those as well, the for the birdie box as well. All right, so I cast on a socket hat. For me, I am not really a hat person. When my hair is shorter like this, I can pull off hats more, but when my hair gets longer, as you can see, it's very bushy today anyway. Like it's not curling or anything like that. So it sticks out at the ends when it's too long, and like I think it looks weird. It's like I have like hat, and then like a ton of hair dye. It's not a good look for me. But I really wanted this hat, and I'm gonna make it, you know, it's gonna be a slouchy, so I can just pull it down or put my hair up in there or something. It'll work. It's fine. Look at that! Oh my gosh, I love it. Oh, I love it so freaking much. I know. Isn't that fun? It is kind of spiraling a little bit, like the speckles. I think that's really fun. The yarn is Yarn Geek Fibers. The colorway is Boxcar Gallery. And that was her Super Geek base, which is a 75% Corriedale, 25% nylon. I have never made Corriedale socks before, or I've never actually used Corriedale yarn before. Is that true? Pretty sure that's true. And after making this for a hat, the next time I see her, or I'm not sure if she's going to be at Kentucky Sheep and Fiber this year, but this is where I bought it. But I'm going to be there again this year, so if she's there, I'm going to buy a skein for socks specifically because I think this would make excellent sock yarn. But there's her logo. Her name is Sarah too. I don't know if it's on there, but yeah. And here's the yarn. If you follow me on Instagram, Crafting with Claudie, you will have seen this. But it's just so fun. It has like shots of pink and aqua and green and black and red and just pretty much all of the colors. Okay, seriously. I want you to focus, camera. I feel like, I don't know, it hates me a little bit. Maybe I'm shaking too much. That's probably the case. I just really love it. Amy and I both bought this yarn and we were going to do Hitchhikers. That's what we talked about when we bought it. But I don't know. I think I had just finished my hand spun Be Simple shawl, and I don't know, I just kind of wanted a hat, and I wanted this to be a hat because I wanted it on my head. I think I followed the pattern for the ribbing. Like it tells you how much ribbing to make, and I feel like I followed it, but now I can't remember exactly. But yeah, it's really fun. Now when I did transition from the ribbing to the stockinette, the way it was spiraling, like the way that the speckles were kind of pulling, is slightly different. It's just because my gauge changed just a little bit, but I mean, I'm eager to see what it looks like once I get a little bit further in, see what it looks like. I don't care, like, if it gets all weird or if it does the same thing. I love it. I love the speckles. I love it all. Kind of wish I bought more. That kind of thing. But it's very fun. I am using needles that do not have a size. Do I have a thing in here? I'm using size 2s, so 3 millimeters. And this should be plenty big to fit over my big old head. I have a large circumference that I think it's like 23 centimeters, and that does not include my hair. So, if I'm having a big hair day, I need a bigger hat. It is living in a cat hair covered bag from Fat Squirrel Fibers. See that? There we go. This was a Christmas bag from 2 years ago, I think. Okay, so that is all that I have been working on. Well, I had the test knit, and I did a little bit of spinning, just a little bit. I mean, I have it sitting here. I'll just show it to you. I think it's been a while since I've showed it to you. Since I've not been able to spin on my spinning wheel, I worked on this. I had started this a while ago. Sorry for the crinkling. I had started this a while ago, and so it was just kind of sitting in my project basket, and so I just have got it out and worked on it a little bit. Trying to make it to where my face is not in it and I can still see it, so it's kind of. These are batlings from Hobbledehoy. I'm pretty sure the color was Space Opera, and they're super fun. I'm spinning this quite thin. It actually looks like I'm spinning it thinner now than I was in the beginning. But it's been a nice way to like get a little bit of spinning in, even though I can't use my wheel. The spindle is one of the 3D printed. This is her regular size from Turtle Made. And so, I don't know. I'm trying to show it to you. Yeah. So you can kind of see the purple is shiny. The green is not as much shiny. But yeah. I love it. Oh, and the I did, that's black, like a matte black, I think, for the shaft. So, and here are the rest of the batlings. I'm pretty sure this is like 2.5 ounces or something like that. So, and because I've been spinning it really, really thin, and it drafts really well, it's, you know, taking a while. All right, so let's move on to stash enhancement purchases, all that good stuff. So I placed an order back in December from Diabolical Yarns. It was a pre-order, so I didn't get it until this month, but oh my goodness. Now, she has both fiber and yarns. I've never ordered anything from her before, so I was really excited. So this beautifulness, I've got them partially out of the bag, so you can get a little bit of idea of the color. The bag's kind of shiny. I'm sorry about the crinkling too. This is Kara on Fawn Shetland wool. Is that going to focus? There we go. Oh, and here's her card. She does have a website. It's diabolicalyarns.com, and I ordered this on her Etsy page too. So she has both. Crinkling. So that was on Fawn Shetland, and it was Kara. This is Flower Shop Inferno on Cheviot. Do you see this? I'm gonna pull it out a little bit more. Crinkling. Sorry. Shut up, right? Like this is one of those colors that, like, I don't know. It's just I don't know. And this side has a little bit more purple on it, I guess. just the way it's braided up, but oh, I love it so much. I just picked wools I thought that I would probably not ruin. It's like, we'll see. She does have some examples. Crinkling, sorry, I should do this after, but I didn't. So. She does have, like you can choose which, on a lot of things, not always the same base, but she does have options for which base you'd like it on. This is Viola Overboard on Falkland. And it's grays and purples. And like some pinks. It's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. I also ordered, she had them in store, so I ordered one. It's this little row counter. I'm sure you guys have seen them. It goes on your finger. Let's see. It has like, I'm trying to figure out how you're supposed to, okay. So it goes on your finger and you wear it like a ring, and you turn it kind of like that. And then you can just like use your thumb to do it. Let's see. It's a 7. So yeah, really cute. I've seen these lots of different places, but I didn't have one and I wanted one, so I got one. She did throw in a mini skein. The colorway on this is Big Cheddar, and it's on her Yakety Yak base, which I think is a fun name, which is a 60% superwash merino, 20% yak, 20% silk. Feels really nice. I've never used yak yarn. I felt yak yarn before, but I've never used it. So I don't know. I may see if I can make something little just to kind of get a feel for it and see what's going on and see if I need to buy more. Like you do, right? So yeah, that is all I bought from her. And I showed you her card already. Okay. So I'm really excited about that. And then, of course, I bought more fiber. So I bought this before I knew my knee was going to do anything weird, or before I knew my knee had done anything weird. I had optimistically I was like, oh, by the time I get that, because it's like 3 weeks, like a 3-week back order time or dyed order time. It's like, okay, by the time I get that, I will have done 3 bumps of fiber or 3 braids of fiber. So it's just replacing it. Because let me just tell you, my fiber stash, out of control. I have to store my overflow in baskets under my desk. Yes. I haven't even put everything on Ravelry yet, so don't look at my stash page as any indication, or my fiber stash, because it's not on there. Yeah. Really not spinning has kind of, it's made things worse. But anyway, at least in that regard. Now the next thing I bought, I bought knowing that my knee was messed up, and that, well, I bought it, well, my knee was pretty much, by the time I ordered this, it was pretty much good, but I know that there's a chance that it will not be good again, and so I was like, okay, if I had to, I will spin this on my spindle. And then I got to thinking, I was like, you know what, actually, I think I would rather spin this on my spindle. So that's actually what I'm going to do. You've probably seen them if you watch Amy Ming Meow. I can't remember if it was her last video. I think so. She might have done a video since then. I'm behind, so forgive me if I'm wrong. But I had sent her, I sent her a Christmas package, and I bought her a set of these, and kept it really secret, like secret agent stuff, and then I gifted them to her, and so I bought some for myself the next time that they were in stock. Crinkles. I actually have 2 because she had, like, by the time I ordered, she had 8 available, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get 2 because I'm crazy. Tiddly bits. So have you seen these? These are pretty much awesome. I'm not going to take them out of the bag because they will go everywhere. These are not as bright as the ones that I gave Amy. These, I think she called these dark and moody, which I don't know, like that kind of describes me a little bit. I'm like grumpy. But yeah, so this one has a little bit more pinks and slightly brighter colors. I mean, not like really bright, but this one is, at least on the surface, is mostly like blues and grays. So, I mean, there's some in there, there's some yellow and things like that too. But what I'm planning on doing is just dumping these out into a basket or something and then just pulling them out randomly and spinning them. And I do think I'm going to spin them on the spindle. These are like tiny little, very thin little bits of fiber. And my wheel and I, of course, now that I've not been spinning, you know, we're no longer on like good terms because it's mad at me, right? No, but it's been a little bit since I've spun anything on it, and I know I don't want to wait like that long, and so yeah, I think I'm going to just spin them on my spindle. I can't remember actually how many ounces this is. It's like, I want to say 3 maybe. I could check. I'm going to do that right here, right now. 3.5 ounces. Okay, so I got 7 ounces total. Can you see that? Is it just, I hope it's not too, I mean, I know it's reflecting, very reflecty, but I hope you can see it. And she includes a little tag in there, so when they're done, you can, tag it on there. Yeah. So these are from, did I tell you they were from? It's Treadle Handspun Yarns, and it's Treadle Handspun Yarns, plural, .etsy.com. Okay, so the last thing that I bought, well, the last 2 things I bought were stitch markers. So I bought, let's see, can you see? It is it's a little bell with wings on it. It's a golden snitch kind of stitch marker on a removable lobster claw. She included a little, like one of those little bulb stitch markers. It's kind of hard to tell what it is on there, but one of the little bulb stitch markers, and it has beads on it. So her shop name is Knitty by Nature shop. Her name is Melissa, and it's Knitty by Nature shop at Etsy. So there you go. So this one came about because I saw something on Instagram, and I bought this thing I'm getting ready to show you, and I bought that as well because I have seen those about, and I just had never ordered one before, so I bought it. But I saw this. It is it's the Elder Wand. I mean, I don't know if I want to call myself a Potterhead, but I think that's like a funny saying anyway. But whatever. I guess I am. It's fine. You guys know I'm like all about the world of Harry Potter and Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them because I saw it, loved it, yay. But anyway, so she had this available in her shop, and she had 4 different ones available. So she had the Elder Wand, she had Harry's wand, Hermione's wand, and Voldemort's wand, or He Who Shall Not Be Named. I probably should have said the name. But yeah, so I didn't really pay too much attention to the size because honestly I didn't care. I was gonna buy it anyway. But it's quite big. Like this is, that's pretty big. It does have some detail on it. You can see like there on the handle. Maybe if I cover my face. My camera and I, we're not friends yet. It'll happen. It'll happen. Try to hold it and not like let it fall down. But see, you can see it has like some texture on it. Now she used a really big lobster claw. Like, I mean, for, stitch markers, this is much bigger than like a regular stitch marker. So it is kind of heavy. So I'm not going to use this as an actual stitch marker because I think it would pull the stitch. But I think I'm gonna put it like on my project bag so that way like as like a zipper pull, because fun. Yeah, so I think she was all out of the Hermione ones. And afterwards, I was like, oh, I wonder if there are other ones available and I just have not seen them because I'm oblivious to stuff sometimes. And it looks like currently these are the only 4. Like other people had the same, like could use the same charm to make other things. And it looks like that's the only 4. It's metal, like it doesn't bend or anything. I mean, I probably could bend it if I really, really, really tried. But yeah. So I have the Elder Wand. Don't kill me for it. All right, so that is all I bought. Yeah, I've not bought any yarn. I've wanted to buy yarn, but I have not bought any yarn. I do think if there's, I want to stock up on some yarn for hats because I've really been on like a really big, like, just want to make all the hats kind of kick. And I've been just doing all kinds of, I don't know. It kind of started in like November, December, and I made a bunch of hats and I want to make a bunch more, and I've worked on some other stuff. I'm working on a hat right now, but I don't know. I just want to make some hats. And I was looking through my yarn stash, and I mean, I have a lot of yarn that will work, but I didn't have exactly the yarn that I wanted. So even though I'm going to try not to like, I'm going to try to work from stash, if I don't have the yarn, then I don't have the yarn. So what am I going to do? If it goes on sale, I'm probably going to buy it. So you can look forward to that haul one day. Okay, so you can find links for everything I've talked about in the show notes, which will be at craftingwithclaudy.com. I will put a link directly to like the show and tell page or whatever in the show notes down below in the description bar. But those probably won't be up. They'll be up tomorrow. I'm going to put this video up today as long as it will upload. But the rest will be later. Yeah, I don't really like, I don't know. Life has been really good, but I have been, I don't want to say hibernating exactly, but that's kind of the truth. Like I just kind of, I want to just sit and watch TV and knit and not really do much of anything. I don't even necessarily like, I don't know. I've not really even been online that much. I've just been kind of like in my own little bubble, which has been kind of nice, but at the same time, like I can't stay in my bubble. I can't stay in my bubble. I have to like go out and do things like a normal person does. You know, I've been doing those things. It's not like I haven't, but you know, I've not wanted to. So I have been watching quite a bit of television, the TV. And at the beginning of the year, I didn't make it like a goal or resolution exactly, but I kind of just had like this like, well, maybe this is what I should do kind of thing. I have a really bad habit of watching I don't want to say reruns because I'm not watching it on TV. I don't have cable, but you know, like rewatching series that I've watched, you know, 5, 6 times, like Parks and Rec. That might be, I mean, if it's not my favorite show, it's like tied for like 3 other things because, you know, I've watched it a bunch. Buffy, you know, like there are shows that I can watch over and over. Star Trek, The Next Generation, and Voyager, I can watch over and over. And, you know, this year I kind of was like, you know, it would be nice if maybe I went through like the show, like my queue and watched those shows because I want to, and I just never seem to have the time to watch them because I'm always watching something else. That sometimes it's because I've already seen it and I just want to watch it. So I don't think I've watched anything that I've ever watched before since the beginning of the year, which is kind of weird. I mean, not weird, but like for me it's weird. So I just want to talk about a few shows in case you've not heard of them. Which, I mean, some of them you're gonna have heard. Trust me. Okay, so one of the things I've been watching is, well, I finished the first series. It's on Netflix, and I think the second season just started. It's My Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, or Crazy, I think it's just called Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. It takes like, it took me a couple of episodes to really like get into it, but when I start a new series, I try to at least give it 2 or 3 episodes, just to see, because sometimes things like the pilots aren't always great, you know. Um, and that one, the pilot was good, but like I was like, I don't know. And then I watched the second episode and I was like, oh, okay, I'm in. I'm in. It's about a girl who, I mean, she basically moves across the country to be with this guy that she dated when she was like a teenager or something like that. And which sounds like a really, I mean, it makes her, you know, a crazy ex-girlfriend, right? But it has like musical numbers, and it's really, really fun. Um, I think I read somewhere that like the show was initially going to be on HBO, and then HBO passed on it or something like that, so they had to like make it more network friendly. And so there, I mean, I wouldn't let like a little kid watch it, or, you know, but I think teenagers are sophisticated enough now to watch that kind of thing. But that's, you know, I don't have children. So just look into it, you know, if you're interested. What else have I been watching? I know what I'm watching right now. I watched something else and now I can't remember. It was on Hulu. Superstore. Yes. It's a show called, did I mention that before? I don't know. I don't remember I don't remember if I have mentioned it before, but it's called Superstore. It stars America Ferrera, and who I didn't realize it was America Ferrera originally. I was just like, that sounds like her, but doesn't look like her. I think I did mention this before. That was a really funny show. And right now, currently, I am watching Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones. Oh, I watched Girls too. So we got a Chromecast for Christmas, and it came with like a 3-month subscription to HBO Now. So I've been like trying to like watch all of the HBO stuff as much as possible. So we'll see. I did watch the first 3 seasons of Girls. And of course it's on HBO, so you know, there's nudity and violence and all that good stuff. Not so much on Girls. Well, I mean, there's nudity, but I don't know about violence. I watched the first 3 seasons, and then I decided to start watching Game of Thrones because I really wanted to watch Game of Thrones, and I wasn't sure I'd have time to watch it all. There are 6 seasons available currently on there, and so yeah, I'm on the 6th season. Like I've been like, that's pretty much all I've been watching. Yeah, I'm like watching like a bunch of episodes a day, like 3 episodes a day or something. I like, there are of course parts that like I'm like, really, are we doing this again? But I read the books, and I think they did an excellent job of adapting the content for TV, especially once they reached the point where they were no longer like able to follow the book storylines because they're, you know, the other books aren't out yet. So yeah, it's really, it's a good show. I mean, I don't need anybody, like, you don't need me telling you that. If you watch Game of Thrones, you know. And if you don't watch Game of Thrones for whatever reason, then it's probably because it's not your type of show. So that's fine. And then there were a few movies on there that I watched. I watched Friday because I like that movie. And I don't have that one on DVD. I was like, I was like, I want to watch that, and I couldn't find it, but it was on HBO, so that was nice. And oh gosh, I watched some other stuff that now I can't remember. I probably should have written that down. But for now, like, my mind is just taken up with Game of Thrones. The Game of Thrones. Yeah. I don't foresee myself like getting into the world as much as I do with like Harry Potter, but really, it's a good show. So yeah, that is what I've been doing. Just a whole lot of Game of Thrones and yarn. And buying fiber and not actually being able to spin it. Hopefully, I'm hoping by the end of the month, I should be able to get back into it because I just, oh, it's so much faster than spinning on a spindle. We've also been playing board games. We have been playing board games. I did forget about that. We are, I guess the most recent thing we played was Pandemic Legacy. We're through August, I think. I think we just finished August. If you know anything about that game, it's like set in, well, they do months. And so there's 12 levels or whatever, stages. And we actually lost July. It was like, that was the first one we had to redo. And my husband was like, sorry about that. My husband was like, was not happy. But because we lost, it was just one of those things where, I mean, if you've ever played Pandemic, you know, like, you get to a point where if you just hit one wrong card, you're done. And that's what happened. It was just bad luck, but we redid it and then won, but, you know, it was funny. Kind of. All right. Yeah, I don't know. Do you guys play board games? I don't know. I would really like to have like a ladies board game night or go join a ladies board game night. I think that'd be really fun. Around here, the majority of the board game communities are guys, and I don't really have a problem with that, except I don't know, I just think it'd be kind of fun to just kind of have like just a ladies board game night. I'll have to see. Like I think I looked before and there wasn't one here, but maybe there is now. Or maybe there's one a little bit further away, like, I mean, Louisville or something like that. Like, Louisville or Lexington, like, that's not that far away from me. So, you know, I live near Cincinnati, so there's a pretty good circumference of larger size cities that I can get to without taking, like, 2 days to get there. So, yeah. That will be fun. But in the meantime, you know, we're just going to continue to play the games that we've been playing because we like them, and I did buy some board games for my husband for Christmas, and we've played one of them. It was Patchwork. It's really actually a really cute little game. I think it's just for 2 players. Yeah, it's just for 2 players, but it's really it's one of those like quick but still like slightly intricate kind of games, which I appreciate. Like I like the ones that, well, I like all kinds of games actually, except certain types of video games that cause me to get vertigo, but that's just a whole other thing. So what have you guys been doing this month? Have you played any board games? You have to tell me if you do. Yeah, I hope you guys have had a good month, but let me know, leave me a note in the comments what you guys have been up to. How are you doing on your goals so far? I would like to know that. I am doing, I mean, everything's good. Everything's good so far. So, yeah. Let me know how, 2017 is for you. And yeah, so I will see you guys next time. Bye.